So your mortgage is up for renewal. You're going to want to watch this video because I'm going to help you avoid pitfalls and traps. I heard a stat the other day that I thought was pretty interesting. It said nearly 60% of mortgages are set to renew this year. So that's about 1 million mortgages in 2026 are set for renewal. So it could be you. And if you're watching this, I'm really happy to find you here. You want to hit the subscribe button if you're looking for real estate updates from our team. I'm Jackie Othen, and I would love for you to jump into the comments section and tell us what has worked for you when shopping for mortgages because your renewal is due. So let's build this community up, let's help each other, and let's make this a safe space for commenting. So bad guys, mean guys, Karens, not welcome here. Anyway, let's get to it. If you're like me and you've got a mortgage renewal that is coming up this year, I'm going to set you up with some things to think about that are going to ensure that you're successful. The first thing I'm going to say to you is, it is March. We got a long runway till the end of the year, but where mortgage renewals are concerned, getting on this early and making it a priority is my first recommendation. I've got to tell you, I had clients coming to me in December and January because they've got an April or an August renewal coming and they wanted to start the dialogue with me early to get my feedback, to get my advice, and to get partnered with some amazing mortgage brokers. So the first thing is, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So getting your mortgage documents together and understanding what rate you're coming from, when your exact renewal is the first step. That's super easy. You're going to log into your bank account, or you're going to message your mortgage broker or your banking representative at the bank if you deal with a conventional bank, and you're going to get all the facts straight right away. Because I had a client very recently who thought that their renewal was in March, but it was at the end of January, and they were disorganized about it, they didn't plan properly, and their past mortgage broker didn't give them a tap on the shoulder to say, hey, you've got a renewal coming, and they completely missed an opportunity to be able to secure their business once again. So what happened? They ended up on a flatline rate, not the best rate. They could have gone and shopped for something better, but they completely missed the boat. Do not let that be you today. Go and do some homework and pull your documents and get an understanding of when your renewal comes up. So here's how it goes. You've got a mortgage term that is about to expire and the bank is going to send you notice. Some of you think, and I'm going to say it's a misconception, you think you're going to get a lot of notice from the bank, but I'm going to tell you the bank is giving shorter and shorter periods of notification to their clients. Why is that? Because they want you to be squeezed and not have enough time to think about going out there and shopping for other rates. So don't be surprised if you do not get more than a 30-day heads up or a 60-day heads up that your mortgage is up for renewal. With some other banks, you may get a notification that's only a few weeks away. Is that right? Is that wrong? I don't know. I'm not in the business of granting mortgages and I don't follow the regulatory side, but I gotta tell you, it would not surprise me if you were gonna get less and less notice, as my clients have been experiencing. So take ownership, and again, back to point one. Go and do your homework and find your renewal dates after you watch this video. The bank is looking for you to make a very comfortable choice. So the less notice you have, the easier it is to fall into a relationship again with you for another 2 years, 5 years, whatever the term that they have offered you in the past, or one that just auto defaults and rolls into the new. So are they going to be interested in calling you and saying, we would like to offer you this incredibly low rate? Chances are that is not going to happen unless you've got a real keener who takes care of your finances. If you're part of wealth management, you might have someone really advocating for you at the bank to say, I want to get you the best rate. Most of the million people who are due for a mortgage are not going to get that level of service. You're going to get an email, or you're going to get a letter in the mail, and it's going to tell you your renewal date, and it's going to propose a rate to you, or they're going to say you don't need to do anything, and it will automatically roll into your new term. Stop right there, and I'm telling you, get your ducks in a row and get shopping. Some of you may have just cringed when I said go shopping. You don't like to shop, you don't like to waste time. I am built from that same DNA. I don't love to shop unless there's specifically things that I am looking for. Well, mortgage shopping actually can be kind of fun. Some of you may have been used to the 1.8% or 1.9% rate that you locked in 5 years ago. Those sweetheart deals are no longer around. So we're gonna have to go shopping to get a real reality check on our finances, because the rates have gone up. Chances are your payments may have gone up. Or you may be surprised. You may have signed a 2-year and had a 4.5, and you're going to be pleasantly surprised that some of your wheeling and dealing is actually going to yield an incredible result. So you got to get shopping. And shopping for mortgages can be done comfortably from your home. So you're not going to Yorkdale Mall trying to find a parking spot, and it's not that kind of mayhem. This is controlled shopping from behind a desk. You're just going to need access to pay stubs. If you're shopping with a new lender, you might need your NOAs, your notice of assessments. For those of you who are self-employed, yes, you're going to have to gather a bunch of documents. Yes, it's going to feel like a pain in the derriere, but I am going to tell you, you might be surprised that haggling, that trying to get a new mortgage, get another opinion, negotiating, making connections with other banks, you might be saving 0.5%. And for some of you, you're like, I don't need that 0.5%. Before you say that, think about the savings over a year. That could be about $200 a month that you're saving, potentially $2,000, $2,500 on the year. For most families, that's a vacation for one person, maybe two people. So before you throw that away, think about what you're saying. The other thing that could come from this potential saving is, I know that there are a lot of banks aggressively vying for your business. And I just had a client who did a refinance, and he just got a $1,500 gift card for a retail shop, which he can definitely put to good use. I don't know about you, but I'd love to find a $1,500 gift card. And he got an incredible rate. Now, everything is subject to terms and approval. Everything is subject to credit and making sure that you're a AAA candidate in the eyes of the bank. But please don't be that AAA candidate that is sitting at work and automatically, or at home, and rolling into your very comfortable relationship with your existing bank because you are leaving money on the table, whether it is getting a better interest rate that allows you to knock down your mortgage faster, whether it's a gift that you can put towards a home renovation or something else, or just an aggressive pay down of your mortgage that I think we're all just trying to do. So now you've decided to go shopping. I'm going to give you 3 tips that help you succeed when you are out shopping. The first one is, we want to ask the question up front of the mortgage broker or the bank that we're actually talking to about potentially moving our business to. The first one is, do I have to pay any application or upfront fees? Why do we want to ask that? Because I think it's pretty important. When we're browsing around stores, we don't want to pay admission because we are just browsing. The second question to ask is, will I have to pay an appraisal? Why is that important? Because if the bank is going to come out and have a look at your home, there's usually an appraisal fee that can go from $400 all the way up to thousands of dollars, depending on the type of home that you've got. You don't want to have to pay that appraisal fee if you're just out there looking for opinions or trying to gather information before you make your final decision. Now, a mortgage broker, and this is going to make me massively unpopular. I know mortgage brokers are going to comment here and they're not going to be nice about it, but going to a mortgage broker can often lead to them picking up the cost for the appraisal. Why is that? Because they are making an investment in trying to earn your business. Now, great, let them pay for the appraisal, but you want to be careful how many different people you talk to, because you don't want to upset 5 or 6 different mortgage brokers. And not just upset them, but when 5 or 6 mortgage brokers start working on your file, they're going to run 5 or 6 different credit checks, which is also going to ding your credit score. And the credit score staying strong is super important during this process of trying to obtain credit or a mortgage from a bank. So if we talk to a couple people, that's okay. We don't want to talk to 6 or 8 people. That doesn't make any good sense. And in the end, it's going to be more damaging. But if you've talked to a bank or a mortgage broker, you're going to ask about the appraisal. And if they're willing to pick it up, I'm going to tell you, they now have skin in the game. They've paid for the appraisal. They're going to be interested in having your business and securing your mortgage business. And it's going to give you a little bit of flexibility down the road for them to be squeezed a little harder. Again, massively unpopular today with this video, but I'm just telling you what you need to do to be successful. Will there be penalties? Is it a fixed or a variable mortgage? And what would the penalties look like? You're not going to know exactly what the fees are going to be until you actually sign on the dotted line and have a rate, but asking a mortgage broker what the penalties would be like. And penalties could be 3 months of interest, or they could be a percentage rate differential between the difference between the current posted rate and your mortgage, which is the most expensive penalty that you could have. I like the 3 months interest penalty. I think that's a number most people can live with. And number 3 is early pay down options. What happens? What are the dates that if we enter into this relationship with ABC Bank, what are the early pay down options? Because it's possible that you get a bonus every November or every February. You want to be able to know that if I'm going to sign this mortgage today, that you want to know when your entry point is for your early pay down option. So let's ask those questions up front. So there you go. Now you've got a framework for what you're going to look for to avoid the pitfall or the trap of working with the bank that you know and have been so comfortable with. I'm going to say to you, the most important thing is as you finalize your documents is to read the fine print. Perhaps what the representative at the bank, at the new bank is saying, or the new mortgage broker is saying, is one thing, but the paperwork does not say the same thing. We want to make sure that that message that we've gotten from them or that handshake lines up with the paperwork. So please don't just breeze, don't just sign blindly. Go through the paperwork and make sure you fully understand it, that the terms and the conditions that were explained to you verbally are reflected in that paperwork, because the bank is not going to care if all of a sudden you get your first mortgage statement and you're like, wait a second, something doesn't make sense here. They are going to care about what you signed, not what the representative told you. And finally, one thing not to discredit that I have to tell you, having just gone through it myself. You may get out there and get a whole bunch of different opinions and speak to mortgage brokers and get some amazing rates, but don't forget, your bank still has a primary interest in keeping you happy and keeping your mortgage products in house. So if you get out there and you find the very best possible rate available, what you can do is you can take a copy of that through your email and forward it to your bank and ask them to match it. If you want to go through all of this work, but in the end want to finish it the lazy way, there's no judgment for me because I just did it. But get out there and find what's competitive and go back to your bank and squeeze them. And if they say no, that they can't match it in the end, then all of your good work and research will go to good use because you'll now have an opportunity to say goodbye. But remember, time your goodbye properly. You don't want to get into the new mortgage before your renewal is up, because you don't want to pay a penalty to get out of your current mortgage because you found something attractive, because all you will have done there is create unnecessary penalties and fees that could completely be avoided if your new mortgage broker could time things beautifully as they should. So good luck out there. If you're looking for a recommendation to some stellar mortgage brokers or some amazing banking partners, post a comment down below or do me a favor, give me a call, send me a quick text.